Hey guys, welcome to this episode of The Rachel Cruze Show. So I saw an article recently that said, if money doesn't make you happy, you aren't spending it right. That's so interesting. I talk a lot about contentment here on this show, but I also talk about taking control of your money to create a life that you love and create a life that you want. And it definitely can be tricky to find the balance between those two goals. So today I want to unpack what this article is saying and share what you need to know about using your money to make you happy. So the first way this article says that money can buy happiness is when it's used for experiences instead of things. Research shows that humans adapt to new material things more quickly, aka we get used to our new fancy sofa and kind of start taking it for granted. We do that faster, take things for granted, than we would a sewing class that we invested in. And research also shows that we remember experiences more than we remember things, and we are more likely to be filled up socially, which is part of most experiences, like travel or a group workout class, rather than material possessions that we use in isolation. Okay, so I love this because I do talk about in my book, Know Yourself, Know Your Money, about we tend to either want to spend on experiences or things. And I want to say that neither one's right or wrong. I think some people, they just find more value in buying an actual thing they can use versus some people value experiences. But I'm more on the experience side. So I kind of love that research backs me up in what I like. But I think there is a truth to creating memories and creating, a life in general that you live with people that you love. And that joy takes you further than just a thing. But I also can appreciate when you save up for an item that enhances your life and makes it better to a degree. I think I like a pizza oven. A pizza oven would be so fun because I could create an experience, but it's a thing that you buy. So it's just good to process and think through and not get caught up in this idea that stuff's going to make me happy, because it doesn't. And research shows actually experiences kind of make you a little bit more fulfilled. So I like that. All right. The second way that this article suggests money can buy happiness is related to giving. So it says spending money on others by giving to charity or other causes is known to make us happier than spending money on bills or things for ourselves. However, most of us assume that buying things we want will fill us up. So instead, that rush goes away pretty quickly compared to the joy that people experience when they choose to make generosity a long-term habit. Just give an applause for this article because yes, and amen. We talk about giving so much on the show and that it needs to be at the top of your budget. That this is a practice, this is a habit that you want to be a part of your financial life because you do experience joy on a completely different level, a different scale, a different way than when you buy actual things. And helping people, you guys, there's something about that. It gives you a level of fulfillment that stuff never can. And we're not against stuff around here, but man, if you just fill your life with a bunch of crap, and that's all, the only reason you want to win with money is that you live kind of a shallow life, let's be honest. But when you use it to enhance other people's lives and help people that really need it, it's a joy that you can't express any other way than to experience it. So I love that. All right, before I share the rest of this list, I want to tell you about a game that I'm loving called Telestrations. So Telestrations is a really fun game, you guys. It's like the old school game of telephone matched with Pictionary. And you can play with friends, with family, and it is so fun. There's a lot of laughter involved. And if you're not great at drawing, that's okay. You can still participate and still play, and it even makes it that much more fun. So games are a great way even to save money. If you guys are saving up for an emergency fund or saving to get out of debt and you don't want to go spend a bunch of money out like at the movies or trying to do stuff out on the town, staying inside and playing a game that you can reuse over and over and over again is a great investment. So make sure to check out Telestrations at Walmart or wherever you buy board games. All right, the third way that you can buy happiness is when we spend it on small purchases more frequently than large purchases that we had saved up for. Research has shown that frequent bursts of joy are more effective at bringing us happiness than less frequent big ticket investments. So it suggests that planning 2 short holidays during the year rather than one long vacation. I love to say holiday. Where are you going on holiday? So like high-spirited. And I do love that. I think that there's something so fun about doing more things, even if it's less expensive. And again, I talk about this in Know Yourself, Know Your Money on quality over quantity. And I lean quantity. And I say this in my book. I would rather have, 20 earrings that are cheap from Amazon than like one nice pair. And again, I don't want clutter. And we talk about minimalism a lot on this show too. So I don't want a bunch of crap around. I get it. There's a balance here, balance people. But that little burst of oh, that's kind of fun. I get that. I totally get that. So maybe this research is all for me. I'm not sure. But I also know buying a bunch of cheap crap that's going to continue to break versus investing in something nice that will last longer is wise too. It's all about balance here. I'm not going to pick either side, but it is funny that this research kind of leans me again. Maybe I picked this article just to give myself a pat on the back and justify all my spending habits. All right, the fourth way money can buy happiness is by only investing in insurance that's worthwhile. So it says, studies show that we enjoy something more if we don't have the opportunity to exchange it. So consider skipping the expensive warranties. So basically, they're advising you not to waste small amounts of money on every little thing that comes with an insurance option. And I agree with this too. I think warranties are, just because they get your money. And it's like, if the item's gonna break, why am I buying it in the first place, right? But they will mark up those warranties and they freak you out and like think, oh my gosh, it's gonna break, it's gonna break, it's gonna break. And then you end up realizing, oh my gosh, I just spent money here. And that's not gonna create happiness because the thing usually it's built well and it's gonna last longer. So totally agree with that. All right, the fifth way money can buy happiness is to buy now and consume later. So this is the reverse of buy now, pay later, right? It's the opposite. And so they're saying that seeking out events or treats in the future allows you to look forward to positive experiences and enjoy them fully in the moment since the financial part is already taken care of. Oh my gosh, this is like girl math where you feel like you buy something and then you go and you have fun because it just feels like it's free because you bought it so long ago. And I agree with this too, you guys. So whether it's a concert that you're looking forward to or a vacation, there is something about going out and just buying it, paying the bills, paying the room, whatever it is, and then it happens 60 days later and you can fully be in it because you're not thinking about what you spent on it because you already spent the money. I get it. And I would agree. I think that that's so true. That's so fun. I love that. All right, the sixth way this article says that money can buy happiness is choosing to think about certain details you typically forget to think about. So for example, sometimes when we finally decide to make a large purchase that we've decided will fulfill us in some way, we forget to think about the parts of that purchase that aren't so fun. So like buying a house and forgetting about closing costs and furniture or paint supplies, or buying a car and not factoring in gas and insurance and all that. And if you're intentionally remember to consider all the variables, you might preserve some joy and save some angst down the road. Okay, I think this is fascinating too because you can get so focused on one thing and you do forget all the other costs involved, and then it kind of brings down that purchase. So the joy in it. So be thinking about the whole picture, you guys, the whole picture of what you're about to get in. If you're going on vacation, don't forget to budget food because you're going to get in and be like, oh gosh, we have to pay for food. If you're buying a car and it's a big SUV and you're used to driving a small car, you're going to be paying more for gas. Don't let that joy erode the purchase. Be thinking about the whole purchase as a whole. I think that's great. All right, the seventh way to buy happiness is to follow the herd instead of your head. So it says, following the herd can be costly when investing, but in other situations, the opinion of the crowd can help. So for example, reading the ratings on products or experiences can give us a better idea of how much we're actually going to like them. And from there, we can adjust our expectations and put our money towards the best option. This is great. This is kind of a twist on it, right? Because usually it's like, don't follow the crowd. But yet the crowd is saying, this hotel's nasty, don't go stay there. You're probably like, I'm going to listen to them. Okay. And I know some reviews are like botched and all that stuff, but I love that when it comes to not like really, serious parts of finance, like investing, they mention that. Sometimes people get on a trend and they lose a bunch of money. So it's not about following the crowd all the time, but reading the reviews and understanding in full what you're about to buy could actually be helpful. So I like that. All right, the eighth way to buy happiness is to skip comparison shopping. Yes and amen. I already like the title of this one. So when we're in the weeds on a certain purchase, we tend to do a lot of comparing while we're shopping in the moment. Like when you're buying a new smartphone and you're comparing two different types of camera pixel options, it's tempting to go with the best option while you're in the Apple store. But when you're just trying to make a quick picture on Christmas morning, are you really going to be thinking about the small difference in the photo quality? Probably not. And try to think about the big picture because the truth is you need a new phone. So get one within your budget and move on. And I love this. Yes, because you see the comparison side by side. It's like, well, this one has all this stuff. And yeah, well, that looks good. Are you really going to use it? Are you really going to use it? Where you can get a less expensive option, right? And to have as much stuff, but it gives you what you need. So you're looking at the options. Smart. Okay, so looking back over this list, one theme that I noticed is intentionality, which I can always get behind. So if you have a purchase coming up, be intentional to prepare for it so that you can fully learn and lean into the joy of the purchase in the moment. Or maybe if you're struggling with comparison, intentionally practice gratitude and generosity and contentment for the things that you already have, so you're not just in that waiting stage for everything coming up, right? You can enjoy your present life. And I'm really passionate about this topic of contentment. I even wrote a book called The Contentment Journal to practice contentment, because it is so key, you guys. This is an important part of winning with money, because no matter what, remember this, that yes, money can make life a whole lot easier and convenient, absolutely. But it's the people in your life and the relationships and your passions and the other things that money can't buy that really fill you up. So make sure to send this video to a friend who fills up your cup. Great friends out there. Spread this message, because this is a really interesting article. And again, I think it's really important for us to be intentional and think through all these purchases and experiences in life. So remember, you guys, to take control of your money and create a life you love.